G'day and welcome to another cracking episode of Adventure Kings presents a beginner's guide to camping. In this video, we're going to talk about the top 20 things we reckon every single camper should never leave home without. Now, we have touched on a couple of these things in the past in more detail, but this video is like your basic camping checklist. It's a short and sweet way of making sure you've got all the basics covered. Getting all of this right will make for an amazing camping experience. And the more fun you have while you're out camping, the more often you'll go camping, which is exactly what we're all about here. Now, we're releasing cracking new videos just like this one every single week. So before I get stuck into it, make sure you do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on anything. Now, a campsite wouldn't be a campsite without a roaring fire. And to get that fire going, of course you're going to need a set of matches, a lighter, or if you're a real hardcore minimalist type of camper, a flint. Handy as all heck and small enough to fit in your pocket, these are by far one of the easiest things that anyone can pack into their camp kit. We all know how important it is to leave nothing but your footprints behind at a campsite. That's why we reckon everyone should invest in a quality dirty gear bag like this one here. They can simply strap to your spare wheel and carry heaps of gear in them. You can even use it as a gear bag for your muddy recovery gear if you're hitting the tracks. Carry a roll of bin bags and use them as a liner to keep your dirty gear bag cleaner. To keep all your gear neat, tidy and in perfect order, you'll need a storage box like this one here. We normally use our 78 litre one just because you can store so much gear in here, it's amazing. They come in all sizes, so find the one that works for you and your setup and you'll be cheering. Now, I can't think of much worse than climbing into a swag with muddy and soggy feet. That's why pretty much every vehicle of ours has a mesh floor permanently stored in the rear storage drawers. They make for a much tidier campsite and will even help keep the bottom of your swag or your tent nice and clean when it comes time to pack up and hit the road. Now, most of you already know that tripping over your guide ropes in the middle of the night trying to make your way to the swag isn't really that much fun. So the brighter you can make your campsite, the better it'll be. In the past 10 years, camp lighting has come a hell of a long way, and the simplicity of plugging in a 12-volt cord to your car's SIG socket is a must-have for any camper. An extra bit of shade and shelter will go a long way on every single trip. Whether it's pouring rain or stinking hot, an awning or a gazebo is an absolute lifesaver in any camping situation. It'll even keep the morning dew off your swag. Camping like a king is what we're all about. So what better way to spend a night under the stars than to be just as comfy as you are in your bed at home? A good quality swag with a high density foam mattress is exactly what everyone needs to get their partner out camping more often. Go for something with high quality canvas and midgie-proof mesh. The high quality canvas will not only keep you dry, but it'll also keep you nice and cozy in winter. And the midgie-proof mesh will also allow you to roll up the sides and enjoy that cool summer breeze without being eaten alive by mozzies all night. And speaking of keeping cozy, a good quality sleeping bag could mean the difference between an awesome night camping and a pretty average one. I normally go for the type with a removable inner liner. They're super handy because you can double the layers in winter, then rip the guts out of it for those hot summer nights. Now, water is by far one of the most important necessities you can take with you on any trip. It doesn't have to be a fancy setup, and in fact it can be extremely simple. We take a couple of these jerry cans with a tap on the bottom on every single trip that we do. Now, the reason we opt for this type of jerry can is the fact that you can reuse them over and over again, unlike the single-use ones you're going to buy at a supermarket. And plus, when you spread your water across multiple containers, you reduce the risk of puncturing one and draining out all of your water supply. Every camper needs a good quality, multi-purpose knife like this one here. They're great for cutting open bags of firewood, cutting up rope, or for general campsite duties. We're all about the reuse of as much gear as possible, which is why another permanent thing in each of our four-wheel drives is a good picnic set with cutlery, plates, bowls, and cups. The single-use type from supermarkets only means you have to take more rubbish out with you, plus they're too flimsy to be really useful. Camping like a king means being as comfortable as possible even in the harshest of environments. And what better way to sit back and relax than in the humble camp chair? We love this style of chair as they're super comfortable, affordable, and they pack up in a matter of seconds. So you don't have to muck around when you pull up at camp. There are a number of ways you can cook while you're at camp, but one of my favourite ways is on a good portable gas stove like this one here. The benefit to cooking on one of these is you can precisely control the temperature, and of course you can use it to boil the billy for a nice hot cup of coffee. Now, while we're on the topic of cooking, we cannot go past one of these bad boys, a good quality JAFFLE iron. I wouldn't be able to tell you how many bacon and egg sangers we've cooked up on one of these on every single trip that we go on. They're inexpensive, and I can almost guarantee you'll use it on every single trip that you do as well. Now, this right here has more uses than just about any other tool you'll ever take camping. The underrated long-handled shovel. We never leave home without one because you can use them to dig yourself out of being bogged, answer nature's call when you're out bush, or even for shoveling hot coals around in the fire. Now, my personal favourite tool to take on every single camping trip is an old school axe or a tomahawk like these two here. Whether you're cutting down an old tree for firewood or chopping up kindling to get the fire going, they'll have you covered for just about any scenario. And if you're planning on going away for a couple of nights and you don't have room for a shower kit or a tent, then grab yourself a bag of baby wipes instead. And trust me, they're worth their weight in gold when you want to crawl into bed feeling nice and fresh. Some campsites only allow campfires in contained fire pits, which is why we recommend every camper invest in a portable campfire pit like this one here. The main benefit to having one of these is you can use it to cook your meals completely separate to your main campfire. So you can remain nice and cozy around your main fire while cooking up a storm on your portable campfire pit. Now, we all know the frustration of trying to hammer in a peg to tie down your awning when all of a sudden your peg bends like a banana because it's hit a rock. A trick that I've learned over the years is to grab yourself a rubber mallet or a dead weight hammer like this one here. Unlike your metal-headed hammer, these things will allow you to belt the pegs into the ground without having to worry. And finally, grab yourself a good set of heavy-duty gloves or welder's gloves like these ones here. They'll keep you from burning yourself if you're cooking over the fire, and you can safely flick hot coals back into the fire as you go. Well, there you have it. These are just 20 items we recommend every camper consider packing for their next camping trip. With all these bits of gear, you'll be able to tackle just about any trip anywhere in Australia. Now, if you feel like we might have missed something, feel free to leave us a comment down below and tell us exactly what you never leave home without.